The title of this video is Should Every Founder Be Making Content? I'm going to save you 15 minutes. The answer is yes. But here is the part nobody actually breaks down. Everyone telling you to make content is just telling you the easy part. Nobody breaks down how a founder running a business as well can put content out every single week. And this is where content falls down. I've seen it many a time. Something important comes up in the business like it does most days, and content is the thing that gets dropped. So I'm going to go through in 15 minutes exactly what our process looks like, how long each part of the process actually takes, and the two options you have to run this. By the end of this video, you will have the entire process for making videos that survives the weekly founder chaos. Let's get into it. So, quick bit of context here. I run a content marketing agency, long form content, and actually working around founder schedules is the main challenge, making it easy for founders to make content, because we do this as the 3-founder team as well. Plus, we advise founders how to map out how they can actually get videos out there. So I have some idea about actually how to successfully achieve this. However, the advice I'm going to give is actually slightly different to just pushing my own agency here. I think every single founder should do a period of trying to make a long form video every single week themselves. And it's not because of the actual video that goes out, it's everything that will teach you around long form content. It's not easy to do. And I think that's really important. Everything that we do as founders is you need to sort of understand the processes and the workload yourself before thinking about even outsourcing it, because you then can know what good looks like, what bad looks like, what you're actually paying for. And actually thinking about how we grew our business, I don't think it took off until all 3 founders could sit down and speak very clearly about what the business does, why we do what we do, who we help, how we help them on video. Like, that skill is so important. A lot of founders that we speak to would struggle to actually break that down really cleanly and actually be able to talk about it on video. People could speak hours about their own business and what they do, but to actually condense it down and break down the key points, people struggle with. So I actually think that's like the most important skill that comes out of actually starting content yourself. Think about, if you can't do this, how are you going to run sales calls really effectively? How are you going to speak to investors down the line? How are you actually just going to have smarter conversations with people if you cannot talk engagingly to a camera? And obviously that's going to translate to talking engagingly with people. So let's actually jump in and start breaking down what it actually takes to make a high quality video every single week as a founder. And I'm going to be completely upfront and honest. It is a long process. It's not a few clicks of a button, or it's not a quick process here. It's not like just sending and running a email campaign, changing the copy. It's not like just setting a LinkedIn DM strategy live. For content, especially YouTube content, you get out what you put in. So just bear in mind with that while we run through everything. There is a 7-step process. We have ideation, we have research, we have scripting, we have editing. Number 4, I'm going to run out of fingers here. Number 5 is actually posting. Number 6 is repurposing. So think about short form. How does short form play a part? Because it's a massive part of content nowadays. And then number 7, 7 fingers. 7 is going to be actually repurposing in the written form. So we're going to break each one down, how long they would take, the actual processes that we use, and hopefully you can take away some of these tips. Step 1 is going to be ideation. And think of this as no fixed time. The best people that we work with, and something we actually have to implement ourselves, is ideation is just an ongoing process. So think about, you are trying to take inputs from the world. So you might be watching podcasts, you might be watching YouTube videos, you might be actually having conversations in the office. You want to try and collate all of those inputs, the ones that you actually really like, and actually put them somewhere. So I'll use my Apple Notes very simply. I'll have a journal next to my bed. So I'll actually write down some ideas that come to me at random times. Some of the best ideas we all know come from when you're in the shower and you just want to jot that down. So ideation is just taking inputs from the world. There's so many out, like that's maybe the challenge of today, actually finding the right inputs That is ideation. Then actually just going that one step further, putting some of those inputs together and thinking about, okay, I actually want to make a video about that. So that's step one. Step two, and this is the thing that a lot of people, when they first start content, just completely skip. And this is going to be research. So we're going to take the ideas, and hopefully they are written out to some degree, but bear in mind that we haven't scripted a video. That's not what ideation is for, is picking a key concept and actually just thinking about it at a higher level. We want to take that key concept, put it into YouTube, and there's something you can download. You can download a tool called vidIQ, and this is going to make YouTube actually like a platform where you can analyze the data. So you'll be able to see multipliers and what are multipliers and why they're important. So what a multiplier is it's just it's a decimal. And what it's going to show you is how that video performed compared to their normal baseline. So for instance, if someone's always getting 2,000 views as their normal baseline, one of their videos gets 4,000 views, you're going to see that's a 2 times multiplier. So what we are looking for is we're going to put into YouTube, we're going to write out our concept, and we might have different ways that we have to put it in it to find videos that are similar. But because there are so many videos out there, the chances are that someone has a similar video idea already posted is very high. So you're going to be searching for similar videos around that idea. And the key thing we're looking for here is higher multipliers. So what that shows us is the audience, a very similar audience to what you're going to be capturing, liked that style, the way that creator presented that video, and you want to try and steal some of it. The key thing about YouTube, we're not trying to just be completely unique and original. We want to see what's already worked, take what worked, and apply it to our own video. It's a cheat code, and it's something that I just think people who are starting YouTube just don't understand. So we are going to do 3 things here. We're going to take a screenshot of the thumbnail, because that's going to be important. Thumbnail is a main reason why a video actually performed very well. We're going to take the transcript and we're going to take the hook. Once again, another key thing about videos is the hook. If you can't get people to stay on the video, then it doesn't perform well. So we're going to take the hook as a transcript. And another thing, we're just going to write down the main key concepts that they brought in their video. Typically, we'll see most creators follow 3 to 5 key things and like a story behind it. We're going to see if we can find 2 or 3 videos that perform really well about your concept and do that. And they're going to form the baseline for our script. So part 3 is going to be the script, and watch my other video, because just before the script, we need to pick the style and the format of the video. So we use 3 main types, and I go through them in detail in that other video. It's going to be the talking head explainer, which is more telling versus showing. We've got the tutorial base, which is more of a screen share in which we show versus tell. And then we've got a vlog style, and I say vlog, it's more of a vlog explainer, and this is the style of video. So it's more off the cuff, more different shots, more engaging than sitting there talking head. And the load is more on you talking and what you're talking about, versus the explainer is more around like maybe some of the motion graphics, some of the B-roll, the way you present your ideas. So pick one of those 3, and I go through that in the video, like how to pick. So let's say we're going to pick a basic explainer. So not this vlog explainer style, me sitting down talking head on a table or behind a table. And we're going to script the video, and there's 3 things we need to be aware of. We need the hook. So to actually do a high performing hook, we have like a small framework that we use here. The first part is going to be the pattern interrupt. So very basically, we are going to use something that grabs attention. It's a little bit out of the ordinary. So we could use a claim or a fact. I don't like the word claim. I'm thinking more fact. So something like, I have personally written over 10,000 hooks for YouTube videos. That's like something where it's like, oh, interesting. Or something around a statistic. So something like 92% of founders who start YouTube have quit by video 8. Once again, pattern interrupt, engaging. So a few options there. Just think, how do I grab the attention that's around the concept of the video? And then part 2, I'm going to call this the turn or the counter. So the counter is basically naturally where the viewer's brain's going to go. You want to actually move against that. So jokes do this very well. We're not saying use a joke, but think about, okay, almost like the first line sets us up and we want to go against what their natural instinct is. So for that hook one, I've personally scripted over 10,000 hooks, but I don't use a specific framework. I use human psychology. So naturally the viewer would be thinking, okay, I'm going to get a framework here, but we're going down a different direction. And then for the founder one about quitting at video 8, we could say, but they quit not for the reason you're thinking. They don't run out of things to say. It's actually something different. So once again, we're using intrigue. We're not giving away the full video here. We are countering where the brain naturally is going to go. Part 3 of the hook will be something around relevance. We want to make it, we almost want to call out our target market and who's going to watch this video. So we make it relevant to them. So for the hook example, the third part might be, once you understand how people react once they click on a video, you will be able to script hooks easily. So think I'm making it relevant, almost like bringing them what it's a setup for the last part. So it's like once you understand. So then another example around the founders quitting would be quit because they don't have a basic system to follow. So that, once again, I am talking to founders and making it relevant to them. And then part 4 is the promise of the video. So all you're doing is summarizing where they are and what they're going to get out by the end of the video. So very simply, it'll be like, once you finish this video, you will understand what makes a great hook and be able to write them cleanly without trouble going forward. And then for the founders quitting, by the end of this video, if you're a founder, you will have a system that allows you to get a high quality video out every single week without fail. So follow those steps. Obviously, the example I've used there talks about not using a framework. I mean, there is a framework, they're based off human psychology, but that's just an example I was using. Don't take it literally. And then part 2 of every single video is going to be your key points. And typically there'll be 3 to 5, but the magic happens when you weave a common theme or story throughout the key points. So all you need to do here is simply write out each key point and then what links them, how does it easily flow. And actually what I like to do in between each of these key points is write however or but. So almost like a story doesn't work if it's just and. It's like, but you need to think about this and why it relates to point A. So, and then the final part of writing out your script is going to be the outro. So all we're trying to do here, if you've already got videos there, just try and connect a video that you've already done to the current video you're making. So YouTube really rewards people who watch one video and then they go and consume another video of yours. That's how YouTube really rewards people based on the algorithm. They want more people to spend more time on their platform. There's no better way for them to have an entry point of one video and then go and watch another video. But also make sure you are saying subscribe or you have a CTA. So it might be, look, if you are interested in this, click on the link and be able to book in a call or take the quiz, something like that. And the final thing that we need to just be aware of when scripting is obviously we've done the research part. So we want to almost take what we've done organically using our frameworks and then make sure we're looking at the structure that the previous best performing videos did and try and sprinkle some of that magic into our script. I wouldn't do the scripting fully thinking about the past video because then you lose some of the magic that you're going to put your own spin onto that video. It's more to sprinkle it in at the end. So just forgot to add the times there. The scripting is actually the key thing. So spend 1 to 2 hours on the scripting. It's going to make your videos 10 times easier to actually record if you've done the hard yard scripting. I've learned this myself. It's the feedback we get from founders the most. If the script's not very good, it makes actually sitting down and recording really difficult because you're trying to actually problem solve where you just want to sit there, actually know what you're going to talk about. So the next step, so step 4, is going to be actually recording. And realistically, if you're starting a channel, I would say this is something that you don't need to think too much about. All you need is a clean setup. Your iPhone camera will do very well. If you do have a bit of spare budget, we recommend a DJI Osmo. That allows you just to elevate the way you present your videos. But visually, your iPhone camera is typically fine to get started. However, what people will not put up with is poor sound. So invest in a podcast mic. I don't know if I've got one lying around to show you at the moment. Podcast mics, absolutely fine. You can get one for £50 on Amazon. If you've gone down the route, if you have a handheld mic, you can get those for around £50 as well. Sound is going to be the key thing, that if the sound is really muffly, people are just going to go, okay, I'm not watching that video. So make sure you invest in the sound. And then basically you just need a clean background. Don't worry about kitting out with lights at all. Maybe have a plant or two, add some books, nothing special. What you say is going to be more important. You don't want anything too distracting. You just want a clean setup to get started. And in that other video, I go through actually how to read the script. There's a couple of ways that you can do this. You've got a full word-for-word script, which I recommend if you're just starting out, because you can look at the script, you can remember the script, and then say it very similar to the actual script that you spent hours doing. Once you're moving past that initial stage and more maybe advanced stage, think about just having key points that you can expand on in your videos, and that just allows you to be a little bit more natural on camera. I do find that when people first start out, if they've got the script word for word, that's good, but as we progress, you don't want it to be so robotic and I'm reading from a script. And then the final thing, and this goes the extra mile, is once you've recorded your video and it's fresh in your mind, just take the key points and just record short form videos between 30 seconds and 1 minute that are specifically recorded to perform better in short form. So you can just take the key ideas. If you've got some examples, you've got some interesting points, and this is an advanced thing, and I will put together a short form framework at some point when I get a spare hour. All it needs to do is just take the exact thing you've done for your long form video. So hook, we don't need 5 key points. We need hook, which is 1 line this time. We need 1 key point, and we need direct them to your long form video. So it might be, for this video, I'm not sure every founder should be making content. The reason for this is behind every great video is over 10 hours of hard work to actually get a high quality video out every week. And as a founder, something happens, there's chaos in the business, and making content sometimes can be removed as a priority. If you want to learn all of the secrets from us actually getting content out every single week, click on the link below, you take you to the long form video, and there's more detail. That is just a rough example of a short. I've not thought about that at all. I've just put that together on the spot, but you can see hook to grab attention, main part, then CTA to long form video. Don't do a CTA to an actual lead form, because that's where we see major drop off. Take them to the long form. The long form does the trust and expertise part that any short cannot do. So actually recording, you will get better at this. Like me sitting down to record takes maximum an hour. On a sit down explain style video, they usually take 30 minutes plus some shorts, take 5 minutes at the end. Your first video might take 2 to 3 hours. Don't worry about it. You have to start somewhere, and you're going to get better. You're going to get more comfortable on camera. Just don't worry. And then we have the editing part. And to be honest, this is probably going to be the hardest part and the thing that makes you question why you're doing content, because you are going to have to cut out all of your bad takes. You are going to remove the ums and the silences. You're going to have to put some level of captions on your video. You're going to have some basic level of editing. You're going to have to conceptualize B-roll. So what B-roll is it's just assets that you might have as part of your business. So it might be pictures of people. It might be pictures of testimonials. It might be anything that is an external asset to the video that you basically have or you need to go and get. So adding B-roll, and you'll see this in all the videos you watch, is just basically like cutaways or things that appear around the screen that elevate the video and keep someone engaged. But thinking about that, your first few videos, don't worry too much about that. Just grab them once you're editing. Once you get more advanced, you can start thinking about it in your script. I'm going to purposely use this example because I have photos attached to that, etc. So you can add in your B-roll. I'm not going to go into too much detail around the editing, mainly because like where we are as a content agency, we have several video editors who know that way better than me. But when we first started making content, like a couple of years ago, I would sit there and manually do my edits myself. And the power of it is it allows you to see how much work editing does actually take. And you have a much better appreciation from if you do want to go to another level, outsource some content system, you're going to understand, okay, editing a high quality video does take time. It's not like a magic wand. But the reason why I'm also telling you to edit yourself when you first start is your first videos, without a review process, you might just put them out there and then wonder why they've not done amazingly well. If you're editing yourself, you can understand what you're missing on camera. So you might not be engaging. You might just be sitting there very robotic. You might not be smiling. You might not be doing the things you thought you were doing. and actually editing the video yourself, you can have an honest look at it and be like, okay, for my next video, I actually need to do this, or the background was horrific, actually looking back. If you're just thinking, I'm going to send this externally, then you're going to miss all of that feedback, which is so important so that you understand what makes a good video. So next part is going to be repurposing. So when I say repurposing, the first part is actually going to be editing your shorts. So weird thing there, it's a little crossover, but when we get reasonably good videos after a few that you've done, part of the process will be to cut up some of the shorts from your long form video. But initially we're just going to say edit the shorts that you did at the end in your recording phase. Once you actually have reasonably good videos, then those will make a lot more sense. You'll be able to cut them and you'll have a mixture of both. And the key thing here is these can go across multiple platforms. So they're great for LinkedIn as short form videos. They're great for YouTube shorts. They're great on Instagram. They're great wherever you can put a short form video. That's the whole point of them. But the key thing is everything needs to direct to the long form video. So that's repurposing 1. So that's actually short form video. Then repurposing part 2, and this is the final, this is the 7th step, is to take your core idea, and bear in mind you can use AI to some degree here. We wouldn't say just take it, put it in AI and then post it, but AI will be able to spin up a reasonably good LinkedIn post from your long form script, which you can post on LinkedIn. It will also be able to do a carousel, give you carousel ideas from your long form. And naturally, what we see do really well is we have a core belief that the long form video that you're doing is where decisions around if people want to work for you actually take place. Like to actually go from LinkedIn post to want to speak to someone, very rare. If we're, however, using the LinkedIn post as a way into the long form, that is only a good thing. So think about it like that. Once you actually run this process, don't think of it in short time frames. Think, okay, I'm going to be posting on LinkedIn every week. I'm going to be posting on Instagram. I'm going to be putting short form videos across multiple platforms. That's where the magic happens. So just extrapolate that over 3 to 6 months and you're going to be in a completely different spot. So don't worry about your first ones, worry about after a certain period of time. And so both parts of the repurposing shouldn't take you too long. To do the shorts and post them should take maximum 1 hour to 2 hours, and then actually repurposing them into actual text will take you 30 minutes. The only thing I forgot there is if you have a marketing list already, then what better way to get a clever idea across than to change your video into written form, put it on your email, and then direct people to a YouTube video. So once again, another little small thing there. So a few little things you can do, and I'm just going to use us as an example because it's something that we tell our clients as well. We've got 3 founders here. You've got myself, you've got Mitch, you've got Harry. We have set in a non-negotiable social every Wednesday. And that will be something fun. That might be going to the golf simulator. That might be going for a Turkish dinner. That could be anything. It might just be going to the pub for a few beers. Something that we all look forward to, and it's untouched. We cannot move that date. That is untouched in our calendar. However, there's one caveat. Bear in mind that we are trying to do more content than what is required because we have to get into that mode because it's something that we run for businesses. We each are trying to do 3 long form videos a week. So the caveat is if all 3 of us have not done our 3 videos that week, that social time gets cancelled, is repurposed to actually recording the videos. Now, we have not missed that social event yet, and we've had it in place for a few months now. But it just means that we are all in this together. If one person is slacking, we will make sure we might help them script. We might do something around that. We might make sure they record. We might schedule out and book some time in their calendar. That's their recording time. So the key thing about this is we've taken something that's like external to actually the performance of the content. The reason for that is very easy to look at a few videos and be like, they're not doing well. I'm just going to stop that and get influenced by something that we have some control over, but it's not total control. So we actually do that here, and it might be something you do something similar, like if I don't get my 1 video recorded and edited, I can't go home on Thursday until that's done. It's difficult, but like genuinely, I'm accustomed to working very late nights. You probably are as a founder, like actually putting the time in. So if you believe in content, you just need to have something that's external that is not something like based on performance that you can go, okay, look, every single week I'm going to do this. Otherwise, I'm going to lose something that I really want to do because the social time that we have, we don't want to miss it. So little tip there just to help you get moving. And then also the second tip is do not worry about the first videos you do. Think about all the podcasts that you might watch. Like I watch a lot of Modern Wisdom, and he talks about I did podcasting for like 2-3 years before anyone actually took any notice of me. And we're not saying that content is going to be that long of a ride. It just means that, okay, no one's going back on Modern Wisdom watching his first podcasts. But if you look at his podcast now, he needed to do that in order so that he has a world-renowned podcast in the top 10. He needs to put those hard yards in and not judge. It's very easy for him to go, okay, my podcast's getting no views, I'm going to stop. If it's something you believe in, and I believe that every business should be making content, especially in a world of AI, because it's like the main separator, being a human on camera, then you need to actually get in your head that I need to actually craft out time and commit to it. So that's another key point. So like I mentioned, I would always advise founders to start content themselves so you know everything that goes into it. Run the 7 hours a few times. But if you are genuinely like 10 out of 10 busy, and no matter what you put in place, like you are not getting content out there, and you fully believe that you should be making content because you know the benefits it's going to bring over the next 2 to 3 years, then the other option naturally is to hire an agency. The main benefit you're getting there is it's almost like having a personal trainer with you. Like very easy to skip the gym, very easy to skip your weekly video. But if you've got people relying on you, aka a personal trainer, aka us as an agency, then you are not going to let us down. We are going to be on your case and say, you need to make that video because we need to edit it and we've got a schedule that we need to keep. So the second thing is you're going to basically get all of the expertise. We will just be able to fast forward you. So instead of spending 6 months to a year trying to work out how to write scripts that work for you, how to edit your videos, you can just pay for the expertise and fast forward it. So think of, instead of waiting 6 to 12 months, you can get results within 1 to 3 months. That's all basically we are built for. So I'm not even going to push you down that route. That's just something that if you haven't made videos yet, make the videos, but be aware that there are options out there. If you're like, I believe in content so much, but I just don't have 7 hours, I've got so much on, then there are other options. But I'm going to caveat that, I would always advise you to actually start making content yourself. Like no matter what stage you are, follow that process and actually be able to make better videos. Even if you've got 20 out there, still try and keep doing the videos, only at the point where you're like, okay, I have so much on, I actually need to outsource it. And then I'm going to leave you with some final things around content, because these are the things I hear come up all the time. If you're serious about content, you cannot think of it like a quick lead gen method. It's not what content is. If you genuinely are looking for new business straight away, then you should not be putting all your eggs into content. Like go and do a cold email strategy and see how well that does. Go and do a LinkedIn strategy and see what that does. Do some paid ads. But if you're looking for something that if you genuinely look after 3 to 6 months, you have new business coming from your content that's on autopilot and they believe in you because they've watched your videos, then that is something that like you cannot quantify how liberating that is for a business. And I will link to that is obviously the commitment. It is going to take some time. You just have to be committed. But realistically, those months are going to tick by either way. Same idea as the gym. Like you might not go to the gym and those months are still going to tick by, but you might as well actually put some time in, make the content and turn those months into something that is building towards something. And that is everything for this video. So hopefully you have now a framework and an idea of what goes into each video. You can make a more informed decision if you do want to go down that route and carve out that time to actually make videos. If you're new around here, subscribe. I'm going to be making more and more content like this. Hopefully engaging, get better over time. If you do want to follow the journey, make sure you subscribe. You'll be alerted to every video I put out. And yeah, that is all. Hopefully you have a magnificent day and I'll see you in the next video.